Hello friends, I'm Sharon Truett. Welcome to Backyard Basics. I'm here to talk to you today about how you can create a wonderful tropical setting in a shady area in your yard, but using drought-tolerant plants. We're all concerned about water these days, and we should be. It's supposed to be a long, hot, dry summer. And so I'd like to tell you about some of the plants you can have in a garden that you don't have to water very much at all. I mean, I just love these plants. I'd like to start with some that you've probably seen before. There's the ever-popular liriope. I chose a variegated kind so it shows up more in a shady area. The white edges are just really pretty and they pop. But what most people don't know about liriope is it's very drought tolerant. In my personal garden, I have one. I might water it twice a month at the most. Next to the liriope, I'm showing you something called the grass lily. I love this plant. It dies back in the winter, whereas the liriope is evergreen, but it comes up every spring and it blooms these beautiful, cute little white flowers. And it adds a delicate texture. Not necessarily would I put it next to the liriope, but it does offer another grassy look, which adds grace to a garden setting. In front, I brought just a few annuals, you know, the caladiums, we all know that. We all know the begonias. But what you might not realize is that in a shady area with a prepared garden soil, you know, good garden soil, mulched well, these plants don't need a lot of water. And a lot of people don't realize that the little annual begonia that you might pay 99 cents for comes back year after year in my garden, which is in South Austin. Might not happen for you out in West Austin, but you can give it a shot. Over here is one of my very favorite plants. This is called a sunback jasmine. You can have this plant in a pot and place it where you would like, near where you're sitting, hopefully, because it just makes the most beautiful fragrance. This one is full of buds. I tried to get one with flowers, but it just wasn't cooperating with me. In another few days it will be. It has really beautiful flowers, though, I have to show you. They're just white. They're so fragrant, and capture all of the ones that fall to the ground when they're nice and plump like this, because you can put them in a cup of hot boiling water and it makes the most delicious cup of jasmine tea. Next to the jasmine, we have the donkey ears Kalanchoe. There are many types of Kalanchoes, and this one is really unusual looking. I love it. It's going to add texture to a garden. It's not one that you're going to want to plant in the ground because it does need protection in the winter. But in a pot, you can move it all around your little sitting area to enjoy the look. It's so beautiful, very unusual. Definitely bring it in the winter because it won't make it through a winter. Next to that, you've probably recognized the Turkscap, the beautiful red flowers, but did you know there's a pink version? Very drought tolerant, and the red is a native, and the pink is just a wonderful color variation of that. You know, you might have a houseplant or two inside that you might want to bring out for the summer. A Dracaena marginata makes a beautiful tropical element, and if you keep it in the pot, it'll add height and the color that you need, and you can move the pot around the plants that are actually in the ground. Also, a very interesting plant is the ZZ plant. It's related to the sago palm. You might not have known that. This is another plant that you wouldn't want to plant, but put it back in the winter, you know, inside your house. But it's such an unusual plant. It's got those deep, glossy green leaves, very rigid shape, just like a little soldier. One other plant that you might not be aware of for a shady, drought-tolerant area is the umbrella sedge. Now, the umbrella sedge is a very versatile plant. It is also a bog plant. It grows well out in a sunny area as long as its feet are in the water. But in a shady garden with a prepared soil, it is very drought tolerant. It won't get as tall, it won't get as big, but it'll just add that vertical element with the nice little umbrella tops. Very, very beautiful. And then I brought some of the salvias that you're probably familiar with. There's the tropical sage, Salvia coccinea. It comes in red, really pretty pink color, and a beautiful white. And remember, folks, white in a shady area, the best color flower because it pops. And at night, you have that moonlit garden. You know, when the moon's out, all the white flowers just really glow. And then cedar sage. Cedar sage is one that you can put a whole bunch of. The bright red flowers will just cover everything. It'll drop seed and you'll have little red flowers all over a shady area. And the wonderful thing about all these plants is once, maybe twice a month, a good deep soak. And if you have a good soil, that's all you need. It's just beautiful. Thank you for joining Backyard Basics. I'm Sharon Truett.